And good morning and happy Monday to you. It is week 3 of Performing Arts Summer Camp, and here I am on the 405 again, giving you the lowdown on life, liberty, and the pursuit of getting somewhere without having to sit too long in this traffic. So here's current traffic as usual. It's kind of crap. Yeah, it's only going to get worse. Currently on my way to Studio City, so Studio City peeps, I'm doing the thing where I come to you, and good morning, Anna, how you doing? Greetings from the West Coast, where we're barely waking up, and you guys have already had breakfast. So we're just gonna keep doing this, but this is a nice little week here. It's a short week for me. Only working up to Wednesday. Thursday is the 4th of July, so camp's closed, and then Friday I'm not scheduled to work. So it looks like I'm popping in for a 4-day weekend at this point, and I don't mind at all because it's just been there's a lot of driving involved with all of this, I'll tell you, it's been an interesting weekend. I had a lot of fun this weekend. It was had a chance to test ride another motorcycle, which was cool. Now, of course, I'm going to get the questions like, "Oh, so you're going to try to get another motorcycle?" No, that's not the reason why I test ride. I had a luxury, and what was the nicest things about working in the motorcycle industry a few years ago was that I had the ability to try different bikes, at any given time. And nowadays, those opportunities only come when I get the chance to play with factory test rides at certain dealerships. And so 2 weeks ago I had the chance to try the 2.0 bikes, the SRF and the DSR, which are great motorcycles. And I just decided, because I found out that Del Amo Motorsports in Redondo Beach, which is exactly like 2 minutes from my house, like if I had to walk home from that place in an emergency, I could. Del Amo Motorsports was offering test rides from Yamaha. They had the Yamaha truck, and I'm like, well, all right, let me see what the lineup is. And I went on Facebook on the official event page for this particular test ride, and it turned out that the Yamaha Niken was available as one of the test ride options. And I went, oh, finally. This crazy contraption thing that we saw at International Motorcycle Show last November, I finally have a chance to test ride the thing. And if for those guys who don't know what a Niken is, it's a new concept that Yamaha came up with, in which it's actually a 3-wheeled motorcycle, but it's not the kind of motorcycle, not like a Spider, like a Can-Am Spider. It's actually more like it's an actual motorcycle where the 2 wheels in the front independently move. So you are still getting that motorcycle feel. You still have to treat it like a regular motorcycle. Still has the same physics of a motorcycle. But the biggest difference is that when you're riding it, because of the 2 wheels in the front, you have a noticeable higher amount of stability in the front, which really helps with going into turns. You don't feel like you're diving as hard as you would with a traditional motorcycle. And coming to stops, if you are a rider and when you're decelerating, sometimes you'll feel like the front end's just wobbling a little bit. That's completely gone with a Niken. And you come to a complete stop, and it's like floating. It's a very interesting feeling. It's kind of like it's a very interesting type of stability control. And so I had a chance to ride this thing for about 15 minutes on Saturday, and I was genuinely impressed by the thing. And of course, one of the questions that I would get as a California rider is, can you lane split with it? And the answer is definitely yes. For the scooter people who have seen a Piaggio MP3, which has, the Niken is the first thing it gets, the MP3 is the first thing that they compare it to. It's not like that. You're really working with a motorcycle here. You still have to put your foot down. You don't have, the wheels don't lock. It's not something that you would imply, a newer rider would probably benefit from this. I mean, and I think all riders could benefit from the stability of a Niken, but you still have to know how to ride. It's not like you're cheating or anything like that. So, just some food for thought there, but a very impressive bike. It uses the same engine as the MT-09, FZ-09/Tracer 900, and it's definitely something that I hope that doesn't fall by the wayside because of initial impressions over its appearance and all of that. I mean, it would be also a little bit more challenging to sell because the GT model runs you about $17,000 MSRP. So, for a bike that has the same power plant engine, as a model that only costs just under $9,000, it could be a little bit challenging to market this Niken. But I think that it's going to grow in popularity. It's definitely a nice alternative. Especially for those who are looking for more stability in their riding. It's very smooth, a wonderful bike. I enjoyed it very much. GT model was something more of my cup of tea, in that it had the creature comforts that I'm used to on an FJR, such as the extended windshield and the saddlebags and the comfort seat, and all of that stuff already put into the bike. And it does come with heated grip standard, which is a nice little addition. I think more motorcycles are starting to move that way with the heated grip standard. I guess it's because it's come to the point that it's not too expensive to add that feature on now. I know that it's been a standard issue on every BMW motorcycle made in the last, 30 years or so. But it's gotten to the point where it's now an affordable add-on for a lot of Japanese bikes, at least the ones that imply that you're going to be riding on them for a while. So it's nice to see that that's an option. So I did have the chance to do that. Of course, before that, I had to stop by my home dealership at Pacific Yamaha down in Harbor City because they were doing a barbecue. So of course I had to go visit Elidor, who is, I have to admit, she's still at the spa. There's an issue with the starter button. For some reason, everything turns on starting sequence properly, but once you get to the button, the engine doesn't fire. So there's something wrong with the connection between the button and everything else. Obviously, nothing else wrong with the bike, but it's one of those, somebody tripped over something, and I don't know what happened. So, if you've just tuned in, it's 7:05. I am just crawling past LAX right now, heading to Studio City, and just, talking about random things right now, attempting to wake up, and eventually I will go get a bagel. Looks like my itinerary for today has changed a little bit. Originally, my normal route on Mondays is that I would head to Studio City, then I would head all the way up to Pasadena, and then all the way back down again to Chatsworth. But it turns out that today I'm going to be doing a little flip. I'll be heading to Chatsworth after my Studio City run, because of certain supplies that have to be dropped off earlier than normal. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I might swing by like Western Bagel or something like that. I opted not to stop at my normal Torrance place. I'll probably just, since I'm in the valley, and I'll go enjoy Western Bagel, because that chain is not in LA counties. Well, it is in LA County, but I mean, it's not in the South Bay region of LA County. So that'll be something nice. I'm actually curious, like, what other bagel places are available, that are really good between Northridge and Pasadena. I have to do this drive. This is trip 3 of 9 or 10, depending on what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm going to be doing this all 10 weeks, but I know that I'm definitely doing this 9 of the 10 weeks. But this very early run where I drive, basically to Timbuktu from the South Bay. And so I'm always curious if you know of any good, small, bagel shops that are good up there. I mean, yes, I know about Noah's. Yes, I know about Einstein Brothers. I mean, those are great chains, and they make good bagels. But there's something to be said about the charm of a smaller shop. I mean, Western Bagel is a chain as well. However, most of their distribution is to supermarkets. So I wouldn't consider them a major, like, I would consider them a chain, but it wouldn't be like the kind of chain that has like only physical, serve it fresh kind of thing. So yeah. Oh, speaking of fun food to try, yesterday had a chance to try a Korean barbecue restaurant in Torrance. It's been around for a while. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it is on Sepulveda, and it's right near Sepulveda and Western. It's over near the Yoshinoya over there and stuff, and that was a pretty good Korean barbecue restaurant. I had to go bribe a couple friends who helped me yesterday with a major cleanup project that I've had a couple months in the making, that I've had to acquire supplies for, and had to plan this pretty wisely, and I was able to throw it down yesterday and was very successful. I think the only caveat to this is that trash day because of the 4th of July, trash day is not till Friday, but it's okay. I don't produce a lot of trash anyway, so it's going to look pretty interesting. Good morning, Christy. I'm alive. I'm on the 405. There's not much going on here. I'm just babbling about Korean barbecue and yeah. Oh yeah, and then about this Korean barbecue place. So you do have like a very nice selection of meats. And instead of, if you've been to a Korean barbecue, usually when you go there, all of the sides are spread out on small little plates, and then you and your friends would just grab whatever you wanted from these plates. Instead of doing that, there's an actual salad bar in the middle of this restaurant, and you go up there, you grab a plate at the salad bar, and you get whatever sides you want. So if you want all the potato salad in the world, you got a little ice cream scoop, and you just pop that on there, and you got all the ice, and you can get the various vegetables that you want to grill with, and you can get salad if you wanted to, and glass noodles and everything. Yeah, it was all in a nice, convenient salad bar in the middle. I think more Korean barbecue places should do that. That was really cool, because there are some days where, you'd have the one person, which is probably me, who would blow through all the potato salad, and you keep asking the server for more because they give you this tiny little scoop, and you're like, I could eat that in one bite. That's no fun. I don't think you're supposed to, but it's good, so come on. Life's too short to not eat good food. Anyway, had a good time with that. It's of course when I'm doing these cleanup jobs, it usually costs a little bit of money, and well, I think I got my entertainment out of that one for the next week or two. There's a couple other cleaning projects that I have, and of course, I would definitely welcome the help, and I will bribe you with food and maybe some alcohol. So my next project is mopping the entire house. It's kind of hard when you're trying to coordinate and get that done, but I'm hoping to be able to mop my floor. I have to. Oh, one of my biggest complaints, though, I wouldn't call it a complaint, but I have access to one of those Swiffer wet jet machines, and yeah. Here's the problem with the Swiffer wet jet machines is that they're made really janky. They're meant not to last forever, but somehow I managed to crack the handle on the top, and it's one of those sweeper things that if you push the button, it sends a signal and sprays the floor cleaner onto the ground, and then you would scrub it with the pad. And I don't know what happened, but that plastic just sheared right off. So I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to try to tape it to buy some time, but I might have to invest in another one. So looks like I might have to acquire some new cleaning supplies. Oh well, I'm talking about adulting here. The part where you deep clean and you don't clean as you go. Because it's okay to clean as you go, but you got to deep clean eventually, and that's kind of the situation I'm in. Also, just wanted to. For the people who read the post about Toodles, I do appreciate the nice words about Toodles. I know it seems like every couple months I have to announce the passing of a rat, which unfortunately, it's kind of the nature of rat ownership, is that they're not going to last forever. And especially when you have a bunch of rats that you get at relatively, the same time, it kind of like, you just hope that the passings and the deaths just, cascade each other so that you're not having to announce this like every other day. And Toodles, I don't know what happened. No, he's not the first rat that I've had who just who was fine at one point and then the next day, he's asleep forever. But this one was very unexpected. In some ways, I wonder if he really did die of a broken heart. He had his brother. He was very close to his brother, and he was a good boy. He always liked to play, but I could tell that after a while, I think he was just getting a bit depressed, and maybe it was his time to go. I mean, he was about 2 years old, so once you get to the 2-year mark on a rat, you pretty much are at borrowed time on them. It's just genetics and the way that it is when it comes to current domestic rat lifespans. They've just been stunted so badly, and it sucks, especially for an animal that is just so intelligent and affectionate. Yeah, it sucks. And so I was able to bury him next to his brother on Saturday, and right now I have no rats. I'm down to 0, which is actually the first time that I have had 0 rats since 2015. It's been a very long streak of rats who have come and gone through my house here, and it's been fun. Of course, now with 4 years straight of rattos, I'm looking at just taking a very small break from the guys, and especially with the amount of busy work I'm doing with summer camp and things like that. And also depending on scheduling of just trying to coordinate about acquiring new rats from the Ventura Small Animal and Small Rat Rescue. We'll figure that out. But for now, I think I'm going to take a break because I have to clean the fish tank and all sorts of other things. So yeah, that was pretty much what was going on this week. Nothing too insane other than I did have to go to Harbor Freight. Oh, by the way, too, there is a sale. If you're able to go to Harbor Freight anytime the next couple days, if you go on July 4th, and you have to get the coupon for it, but there is a 25% off coupon for one item in the store. It's usually a 20% off coupon, but if there's something that you're really, really looking for, if you go on July 4th, it's 25% off a single item, which is actually pretty good. I don't know if there's anything else I need to get from Harbor Freight. I did have to get work gloves from there yesterday for my 2 friends who had to help me, sweep all of the rat poop out of the garage and clean that place once and for all to clear my own conscience and, improve the usability of the garage. So Harbor Freight is my friend. It's good stuff. Yeah, that's really all there is. Aside from had the chance to head out to San Pedro and go to Brewery West, which if you've never been down there, it's on 22nd Street all the way down. If you're taking the 110, it's right off of Harbor Boulevard, and you just take it all the way down. That was fun. I hung out with my cousin and just chilled, ate some brownies, had a sushi burrito, saw a DeLorean, got into a lengthy discussion with a fellow Yamaha rider about motorcycles and doing audiobooks for auditory impaired kids, which was pretty cool. So I had a good time. It's a good weekend. Just trying to take things one day at a time. Things are a little tight at the moment in regards to time and money, but you just do your best, and you know that things are going to get better. I mean, I'm on a casual job hunt right now, and trying to find things that are more desirable in terms of my employment. But all you could do is hope for the best and try everything, and just kind of from there. So I'm always open to opportunities. I mean, I know that driving in this 4Runner is a very small chunk of my year, and one that I do still enjoy, but at the same time, I feel like I'm a super senior and when it comes to doing a lot of these things, and I know that I could probably reach a little higher in terms of, not having to work like 17 jobs to make ends meet, which is a fantasy. The fantasy of the millennial is being able to work just one job that takes care of all of your needs and allows you to live comfortably. That is like the new dream, and doing it while not leaving California. That's going to be a fun one. I'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm gonna probably just sit here and contemplate life. I'm just approaching Howard Hughes Center. I'm looking at another hour of driving at this point. Lovely fun times. Any questions, comments, or anything else about this broadcast, throw it in the comments. I'll get back to you later. These are always done very casually, and I usually don't even know what I'm going to say when I'm doing it. But, hey, it's they're entertaining. At least I think they are. So, yeah, be good. Don't get into too much trouble. Oh, and before I forget, it was predicted by AAA that the busiest travel day or travel time of the week is going to be Wednesday, the 3rd, from about 11 to 3 p.m. That's everyone trying to GTFO for the 4th of July. I looked at that and went, damn it, I'm going to be on the road at that time. Yeah. Fortunately, I don't have to go all the way to Pasadena. So, on that bright note, I hope you're not sitting in traffic. I hope you're on a motorcycle riding off somewhere special or enjoying yourself. I'll just be sitting here and waving as you split past me. So, do it safely. Do everything within reason. And if it's out of reason, make sure you have a reason that you did it. I'll talk to y'all later. Be good.